if we take 6,000 mobile phones, discarded mobile phones, the amount of material that is contained in them is close to 3.5 kgs of silver, almost 3.4 kgs of gold, 0.14 kg of palladium, and 130 kgs of copper. So you can imagine the amount of materials that can be extracted from electronic waste. And one more statistics that I'll throw at you is, according to a study by IIT Kanpur, the number of mobile phones would exceed our population in 2022. You know the amount of e-waste that we are going to generate. What are the sources of e-waste? So almost 70% of the electronic waste comes from the bulk generators. Now when I say bulk generators, I mean all these big corporates. I could very well mean the big government offices. I could mean the PSUs. So if there's a huge corporate which has like something like 2,000 employees. For instance, I started my career in Hyderabad. I was initially working with TCS. So TCS itself generates so much electronic waste because, and when it comes to companies, the obsolescence rate is also very high. They'll buy a computer and then after 1 year it has to be changed because there's a technology upgrade. So, and 30 to 35% of the electronic waste comes from people like us. That is the individual consumers. So this would be your households, smaller institutes, we could say colleges, schools. So this is just to give you a sense of where the electronic waste is actually coming from. This is the e-waste value chain. So what do most of us do with our electronic waste? If I could ask any one of you, we mostly give it to the scrap dealers or the kabadi walas, as we call them up north, right? They just come to your household. We have an old television. We'll sell it off to the kabadi wala. That's where it's headed. And as Raghu sir mentioned just a little while ago, close to 90% of the electronic waste is still being handled in the informal sector. So, and what is the problem with the informal sector is that these people use all sorts of informal methods. That could be your burning of electronic items. Right now, I do not have any visuals on that, but we have lots of videos. You could just Google it. You could go to YouTube and see what all happens to the electronic waste in the informal sector. So there's a lot of burning that happens. They dip it in acid. And then what do you do with the acid once it's been treated? You just dispose it in a non-environment friendly manner. So there are lots of potential issues. Now, e-waste handling process, what happens is a very simple, I'll quickly tell you what could be done. If this laptop, suppose this laptop that I'm working on, I have to discard this. This is no longer working. So the most simple process of dismantling, now you were asking here, what actually happens in recycling? Recycling is one level up. I'll start off with dismantling. So with dismantling, what I would do is I'll open the screws, I take off the plastic cover, I throw it aside, I take the motherboard and the PCBs, I put it aside, I take out the steel components, put it aside, and after I've done this with say 100 or 200 or how many laptops I have, I give it to the respective industries. So I could pass it on to the plastic industry for secondary processing, I could pass on the steel components to the steel industry. Now when we talk of recycling specifically, the main issue with recycling right now is when we talk about printed circuit boards and motherboards. There are companies and there are institutions and organizations who have been doing research on this. But right now, to be very honest, India, although there are 2 or 3 recyclers in India who claim to be end-to-end recyclers, there is no such proper recycling facility here, which matches the kind of extraction efficiency. For example, I'll take the example of Umicore in Belgium, which has the highest extraction efficiency in the world. So if I give them a printed circuit board or a motherboard, they'll take out almost 97% of the metals out of that. So you can imagine the kind of efficiency that we have here. And if we compare it to the informal sector, for instance, in India, all these methods which they adopt, like burning or acid dipping, that has an efficiency of close to what, 25%? So imagine the amount of materials which go waste. And now the good thing is that these are some images. And this is a formal setup. This is a formalized setup that we are showing you.